Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Fantasy and Frames Draft Show. It's been way too long since we hung out with you guys and did some of our crazy draft shenanigans. Tonight, we are jumping into a best ball mania. We're going to be checking out where all these rookies going now that they have got their landing spots. Guys, if you're ready, Erica, hit that music. Let's do it. Hello, my loves, all my draft friends, fantasy football people. Guys, I haven't seen you guys. Well, I've seen you guys since January, but not like on our draft show. How are you guys doing?
How dare you? We saw each other in person. We went to a Braves game.
I said that I've seen you guys since we did go to a Braves game, and the Braves actually won that game because I was there. So I was their good luck.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
That is in fact true. I'm doing well. It's great to see all these lovely faces. I don't like the fact that Erica now has the ability to mute me. I think that that's bullshit. But other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
Look,
it's a new time in America. So I've partnered.
It's an understatement
with our federal government with a new initiative, Make America Draft Again.
I can get behind that movement.
Yeah, it's one of the few good things that they're doing. In conjunction with that, I think it's time to get drafted. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Guys, like I said, tonight we're going to be doing a best ball mania. We're going to be jumping into that just like last year. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen. I'm going to tell you guys when we are ready to hit that go button so that you guys know and can jump in with us, draft with us. We are doing, now there are a few different options. What's up, Ann? See you in the chat out. There's a few different options on Best Ball Mania. There is a 20-second option. There is a 30-second per pick option and an 8-hour per pick
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You said 20-second, 30-second, and 8-hour?
Yeah. So we are not going to be doing the 8-hour per pick option.
How much time you got?
Not
Slow Draft Nation. No, we're not doing that.
No. Don't get me started.
Has everybody been in a slow draft? Because it is.
Yeah. It's freaking brutal.
In my life, Keith, or
just today, or
but I'm saying for a best ball, have any of you guys done that? Because I've obviously
done God, I would enter puppies by the dozens. I would literally enter. I would enter like 70 at a time.
Even if it's an 8-hour though, that's what I'm asking. Have you done the 8-hour slow draft best balls?
Keith, do you know the feeling of being on the clock at every second of every day?
Yes.
Do you? Because when you get that notification, that sweet dopamine hit of you're on the clock and you were drafting DJ Moore at every 3-4 turn imaginable.
I thought you meant by on the clock. People are constantly waiting on me because I'm probably either stoned or not paying attention and going, Keith, we're waiting on you to do
that too.
Not necessarily draft.
That is my nightmare, is getting those 1,000 emails telling me I'm on the clock. This, if I have one more notification on my phone, I will hurl it across the room. I cannot stand slow draft. I can't stand.
Can I have a quick question for you guys? We're doing our rookie draft for the Optimus. Kevin, you're not in this league, by the way, the Optimus Fantasy Dynasty League, I guess.
No one told me about it.
That's messed up. I'm a little disappointed. But so the rookie draft is going on. It's a tight end premium. I took Mason Taylor because I'm unfortunately picking 10th. At this point, of course, Cam Scatterboo went right before I was going, who I wanted to take. I am thinking about taking Jack Beck because I need. How do you say it? I'm sorry.
Besh, like Besh. E-S-H.
I mean, I'm in mid-season form if I'm already mispronouncing people's names. But the other options are like Higgins, Rolls, Noel. The running backs are already down too. I guess Sampson would probably be maybe the best back. And, Milroe's still out there and Sanders, but I have Stroud and Jackson in a super flex. Don't you think that Besh is the best option for me? Because I do want somebody that's going to contribute this year.
If you don't want to do a long-term option, it's probably Besh. Otherwise, I would take Jaden Higgins.
Oh, so you do. But do you like Higgins this year as well, or just you think he's more valuable long-term?
I do because it's.
Who else are going to throw it to?
I mean, it's Higgins and Noel, and then you obviously got Kirk and Collins is locked in. I don't think Kirk, with them drafting 2 wide receivers on day 2, I don't think Christian Kirk is as locked in as a option as we all thought. So, I would still take Besh, but
that's
Higgins
what I'm
is certainly up there too.
Do you like the Mason Taylor picking 10th? When again the best guys available at that point were Emeka, Burden, Harvey, Caleb Johnson, Scattaboo. And again, it's tight end premium. That was kind of the way I was looking at it. Jets don't have a ton of options. The real question I have for you, you will never guess who the second quarterback in this Dynasty League was for the rookie draft, because it blew my mind.
It was Tyler Shuck, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Why? Because he's going to start?
Because he's already has his NFL pension.
But they're not a team that needed that. They have Caleb Williams, Baker, and Darnold. That's because I agree with you. Like, that was what I was thinking was, well, maybe they need a starter. It's a super flex. And I looked at their QB room and I'm going, no, that's not the answer either.
Yeah. Anytime you can draft a quarterback that's older than Kevin Tompkins, you got to go ahead and do it.
Jim's comment, by the way, on the clock every second of every day and not drafting a running back. That might as well be Kevin's life model.
It is. Absolutely. And Jim knows that is my living nightmare is being on the clock every second.
And thank you guys for your help there. I did take
absolutely.
Besh.
Keith, this would actually be great conversation for us to continue next week when we talk about dynasty draft strategy, actually.
Well, I was on the clock now, though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. We should revisit
I would love to.
And see how it's going, because we also have our Fantasy and Frames dynasty draft that started this week.
Thanks for the invite.
Hey, that I didn't create the league. So you gotta talk to Jorge about that one.
All these new guys, probably all these noobs probably got in because they're the cool new toy. And obviously Stacy did because she's everybody's favorite, but whatever.
Obviously. All right, so just some new and noteworthy things about draft show before we get in to our actual Best Ball Mania draft.
Hey, Erica.
Things we're going to be doing a little differently here on the show this year. Last year we drafted like every single week during the summer, and I got to be honest with you, that was kind of exhausting.
And expensive for you.
Expensive, but lots of fun. But so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be mixing it up a little bit this summer. We are going to be alternating drafts with draft strategy. We're going to be bringing on some guests. We're going to be talking about different ways to draft, different formats. It's going to be a really good time. We're also going to be having the Scott Fishbowl expert mock drafts that are going to be coming up in June. So get ready for that. If you are doing the Scott Fishbowl this year, if you're not, what are you doing?
Doing the live draft in Atlanta, Stacy. They're going to do it. I'm so excited. Ronnie Evans contacted me. I'm very jacked.
The live draft literally changed my life in Orlando. Like, I'm not even exaggerating.
No pressure to the Atlanta one. Jesus.
Hey, I'm just saying, live draft in Orlando changed my life a few years ago.
Love it.
It's true. It's for reals.
No, I believe you. I'm saying I love it.
I mean, if I hadn't gone to the live draft, I literally would have never met Zach or Joey Wright, and would have never gotten connected with Fantasy and Frames. So
that's amazing. And you would have never been connected with us.
Exactly. Keith, we would have never met if not for the Scott Fishbowl.
And I don't know if the world would be a better place today.
Yeah, I've known Stacy since KFFSC way back.
That's true. This is true. Kevin and I are the only ones who would know each other at this point.
But she wouldn't have got free tickets to the Braves game. So
this is also true. True to the Braves home opener.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Flex.
And they needed that Stacy Luck. Good Lord.
They really did. They really did. And ever since then, they've been slowly clawing their way out of the cellar, which I really think is having to do with me being present at the home opener. So you're welcome, Braves country.
All right, no more private chat because it's driving me nuts.
The private chat is driving me nuts on here, guys. So obviously you guys aren't going to realize this, viewers. We are using a new streaming platform. So if there are
so far.
I do.
other
I
than
like it
that.
so far too. If there are some bugs, if there are a few little hiccups here tonight, big apologies. We are still getting used to it. But hopefully you all are enjoying this view. I like the way the chat is streaming over here on the side. I love seeing that there. Guys, again, we are doing Best Ball Mania draft. So this is your warning. Log into Underdog if you want to draft with us.
You doing the 20 or the 30, Stacey?
We are not doing the 20-second, not on a live stream.
Ballsy.
Absolutely not. Not for the first one.
What's the difference in 10 seconds? Is that big?
The draft lasts 40 minutes rather than 50.
Okay. It was literally.
I feel like that's what she said. The answer is swimming around in there or something. I'm not going to touch that though, because this is a professional
What she said.
I'll just let you guys get your minds out of the gutter.
We're back in mid-season form already.
We are in mid-season form.
I gotta work up to the
Hi Ben. Nice to meet you. Thanks for drafting. Or hanging out with us. And,
so Ben, we're going 30. Apparently, I'm an idiot for asking what's the difference between 20 and 30. So we're doing the 30.
If you guys are ready, my little cursor is hovering over the green enter button.
Let's do this.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Hit it. All right. As soon as my draft is fetched. Is that the correct past
I don't
tense?
think so.
I made it.
We all know I'm not an English major.
You got to quit making fetch happen, or stop trying to make it happen. The Mean Girls quote.
Hello. No, I got that. Erica.
I know that one.
Oh wow. She's never seen the Blues Brothers. Jesus.
Guys, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots left in this draft available. If you are out there, if you are within the sound of our voice, please come on and draft with us. It would mean so much. We would have the most fun.
Well done, Stacey.
You're welcome. That's what we're here for. All right, who we got?
So, anything exciting happened to anyone before we start drafting since we've last got together?
I'm still alive.
I'm
there you go.
Very happy to hear that.
Yeah, always a good thing. We're still waiting on 4 people to join in Best Ball Mania. Guys, it's Thursday.
We found a miniature Pomeranian.
Ooh.
Maybe it was a Chihuahua. We don't know what it was. And it was in our house for 12 days, but she just left for her new owner. My wife was very sad because it was very cute. But it was actually a really great story. So all is out that ends well. And apparently, I think these animals really are just trying to show up at our house because we've had 2 kittens and now a small dog just in the last 6 months just show up randomly, like either in our front yard in the road or in our backyard.
Yeah.
I think that Erica's telling animals to come check me out.
Yes.
I just think animals in the neighborhood probably just pass the word is the place to be. Yeah.
These suckers will feed you no questions asked.
Exactly. Guys, we still have 3 more spots in this Best Ball Mania tonight. This will probably be the only time it takes us long to fill.
I'm surprised it's already taken. Now 2 people, but
where am I
considering only like 4 or 5 days deep, and I'm actually surprised.
Yeah. Guys, if you're listening to the show live on May 1st and you're not in this draft, I don't know what you're doing. Come on.
How dare you insult?
All right, we're good.
I'm not insulting. I'm just saying
listeners, let me rephrase that. If you are listening to the show and not drafting, it's okay. We appreciate you being here and we hope you join us every week.
Of course, we absolutely do. We love that. All right, let me get my draft board up so you guys can see this. We can get this screen in here. I think we gotta add some windows or something like that here.
Ooh.
That is we're not doing that one.
Oh my God, I'm blind.
I know. This is the first time I've been on it since last year though, Kev. So
you might be whiter than I am.
I know.
It's pretty white.
None of your saying.
And I mean, in his defense, he does live in the north, and it's only the 1st of May. So
yeah,
it's gonna be May. Sorry,
it's gonna be May.
I haven't even been online today to see that joke.
And then we got May the 4th be with you coming. So that's right around the corner.
All right, guys. I'm gonna.
Whoa! Were you
Can we
doing
see
magic
is
there,
that,
Stacy? You like?
you know,
It's
again, I'm gonna
take
keep my mouth shut.
magic.
Yeah.
Wow, Barkley going to. So can you real quickly go over the scoring settings just to
I
remind
sure
me,
can.
Stacy?
Yeah, guys. So Best Ball Mania, it's a half point PPR, 18 rounds. We have got it's one QB. So one QB, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, and then you've got 10 bench spots. So this will, like I said, 30-second clock here on this one. It is flying. I'm in the 7 spot. Kev is over here at 9. We got Jim in here at
Who are
11.
you going, Stacy?
Dude, I
More
don't
than
even know
likely.
yet.
Okay.
Well, I'm not taking Gibbs, that's for sure. Oh man, I guess we gotta get some Puka.
How dare you? Brock Bowers is right there and you passed on him. I'm so disappointed.
It's not a tight end premium.
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
Didn't stop anybody from drafting Kelsey.
Geno
That's
Smith
true.
is coming.
Where is Genty?
Darn.
There he
Brock
goes.
Bowers.
There it is. Thank you, Kevin.
It's the easiest pick.
True believers, man. I love it.
So here's why I wanted to do a Best Ball Mania right now, right after the draft, because like we don't have ADP really yet, right? Everything is just kind of getting sorted out. So I
shoot your shot
this.
draft is what you're saying. Is people are gonna have to go out on their own opinions?
as a way to kind of gauge where are all of our rookies going. Do we feel like it's too high? Do we feel like they're too low? Just our general this is definitely
How do we feel about Genty going 11? Are we good with it?
I think
Too
that's
low.
probably where
Too
he's
low.
going.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's Jim got a value on that.
Would you put him above Gibbs, Kevin?
No, but I still think you should go over Nico.
I was just curious.
I think you can make a case of over Puka. You can make the case of over Puka, but I'm not going to nitpick between those two.
Yeah.
So that's where I think it's 107, 108. Like where.
What a draft by Kevin already. London, by the way, in the games with Michael Penix, averaged 13.5 targets, 7.5 receptions, over 100 yards receiving. If Penix stays healthy, London, I'm telling you, could lead the league in targets. It's very in the realm of possibilities.
There we go. Ben, where are you seeing him go? Like, what are you drafting and where you're seeing him go 7? I love like knowing like on what like platforms people are drafting right now, because there's not a ton that let you do drafting this early.
I'm sorry, who did he say went 7th?
I think we're probably talking
Genty. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you guys stand with running backs? I would assume this year we see their ADP climb a little bit because of the success of running backs last year and then wide receivers falling off. I think you could explain a lot of that between the combination of injuries to the top wide receivers and just some other factors. But I actually think that this is going to give value to people that are 0 RB like Kevin, and he's converted myself into that way. But where do you guys see? Because I mean, like we've already seen 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 running backs in the first, 22 picks, 21 picks, actually. Excuse me.
I mean, I think it helped too that like there weren't as many significant running back injuries last year.
Yep.
Right.
Another really good point.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that helped.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, then. Okay, so on BBMs, maxed out the Schnauzer and 9 puppies. Guys, those are, if you're not familiar with Underdog lingo, those are other drafts that are available right now that you can be drafting if you want to do some NFL drafts.
What were you saying, Kevin? That's very
running back heavy second round. To kind of see Bucky, who has usually been in the 2-3 turn, getting pushed up a little further. Now we're starting to see
the receiver run.
Yeah, we're starting to see it correct now with receivers, but yeah, the ADP is like still working itself out. We're only a few days into BBM 6, so it's not, nothing is certainly set in stone. There's going to be a lot of movement from between now and even like next week. One little piece of news is going to be enough to, push things right now. And good Lord, Mike Evans. Okay. Wow. And I was going to actually take Chase Brown, but I guess maybe not.
No, you're not.
Guys, real quick, I'm just going to do a real quick recap for those of you that are going to be listening to
I
this.
have a hard time doing that with 30 second.
I know. So first off the board, we've got Chase, Barkley, Bijan, Jefferson, Liam, Gibbs. I took Puka on 7. Then we've got Nico, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Genty coming in at 11, Amon-Ra St. Brown at the end of the first round. On the turn, we got Brian Thomas Jr. That is a great room. A47 Wilson. Love your draft so far. Then we've got Derek Henry, CMC, London, AJ Brown. I took Lad McConkey at 7 if you're keeping track of the numbers there. Achan, Jonathan Taylor, Bucky goes to team number 4 in the second. We've got Trey McBride, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill on the turn at 2. Marvin Harrison, McLaurin, JSN, Garrett Wilson in the third. Now we're talking Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. I took Mike Evans. Then we've got Chase Brown. Kevin took Rashee Rice. Xavier Worthy goes right after him. Our next rookie is Ted McMillan going at 11 on the third. Then we've got Kyron Williams going into the fourth. I feel like an auctioneer. We've got nobody's on. Oh no, I'm on the clock. Kept somebody take over.
Okay. I personally don't think we need to read pick for pick. I
just wanted to get us up to date.
Okay. QB's a little surprised that we have seen only 2 go in the first 40. I guess there's so many running backs because I do think that there's a real value. Jorge, the podcast has the video if it's on YouTube. So, you can actually see the video if it's a podcast.
Yeah, but not on Spotify.
Yes, you
the
can.
Audio listeners deserve to be serviced.
And also, I just shout out my buddy Colin, who is driving to Green Bay right now, who texted me before we started saying that he is listening to the show. He can't watch because he's driving. So we, for the folks that are listening, keep you up to date on what that draft
There's a
looks
pick every 30 seconds is my point. Like, okay.
I know. But we can do our best to let the people know.
Sure.
The servicing will continue.
Yeah, suck it, Trebek.
Go ahead, let's read the picks. That's the show.
Stop it. Oh my god.
The draft.
Is it time to mute Keith already?
Go ahead.
It might be time to exercise that. How does that new mute button on Restream work, Eric? It works well.
I've already been muted, so
now we're moving into the 5th round. Chris Olave goes right there at the turn after Calvin Ridley.
So in the 4th round, we did have 3 QBs off the board. We have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Jaden Daniels.
That feels like, there goes Jalen Hurts too. Like, do we feel like
Joe Burrow? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think with that pocket of quarterbacks in that pocket of the draft, you could probably miss me with like a lot of those if that's going to be the price. Like, there's plenty of options later where you don't have to missing out on like some of the wide receivers, missing out even on some of the running backs or elite tight end. I don't think that that's a trade-off I want to make. Like, I don't want to take Joe Burrow, who really has to depend on like the pass rate over expected to. Considering the Bengals have been top 3 the last 3 years, but still, who has no rushing upside.
You're okay with the first 3 though, right?
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to have a lot of either of those guys, considering where I'm not going to draft in the 3rd. That's tough.
Well, they're 4th though, right?
Or 4th, but still, like, you have to make the trade-off of I'm taking I would want to take Daniels if I had McLaurin. I would want to take, Allen is easily stacked later. Lamar can be stacked later as well. I'm on the clock right now, I believe. I would have liked Roma Dunze there.
Yeah, I had Rome queued up to take him. Erica, you're the Bears fan here. How do you feel about Roma Dunze now that they've added some more to their, offensive weapons for Caleb Williams? Do you feel like he's still a good pick?
I'm still excited for Rome.
Like the value? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still excited.
I don't say good pick. Of course, I don't mean that, but you know what I mean. You know what I meant.
And plus, he got a lot of looks in the red zone, so I think he's still going to be a go-to target for Caleb. We'll see how this Luther Burden, coming in and being the new guy. We'll see how that works too.
Yeah, and touchdown equity should be up for the Bears with Ben Johnson. Roma Dunze ran the 6th most routes total last season. DJ Moore was number 1. Don't know if they're going to get that much condensed with the Bears this year as they were last year, but more than likely, if they're going to be playing more 12 personnel with Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet, it's going to keep both Odunze and Moore on the field, where Luther Burden is probably more like the Josh Downsy type, where he's always coming off on when the wide receivers condense to 2, but is always out in 11%.
He was really inaccurate to Odunze too. It was like one of the worst accuracy ratings to any wide receiver, and I think that was more of a fluke and just one of those deals. I would be shocked if that doesn't go up considerably this year. And I still think that I think he's the most likely guy to break out and just have a monster season, because I don't know about the rest of you. I do think Caleb Williams is going to be much better in year 2. I think the upgraded offensive coordinator, they've obviously got more weapons around him. I really like that they've kind of secured the offensive line. I think Caleb is going to remind people why he was kind of the unquestioned number 1 pick in a draft class that had Jaden Daniels and all these other guys.
Kevin, that was for you. I don't know if you saw that.
Look, a little Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, and I'm done at tight end. How about that?
Yeah. I guess I gotta do. I mean, I don't have to do anything, but oh, you know what though? I'm gonna do this instead. Yeah, I like that. I don't. I was talking to Jim the other day, and he made this comment about Rome Odunze. Is that he feels like he's going to be this year's JSN?
It's very likely. But I think he has more upside in the sense that I think he could score more touchdowns and have more big plays. I mean, Kevin really pointed out last year that JSN's ADOT and stuff was all over the place. His targets were consistent, but one game he would average 12 yards a target, and the next game would be 3. And I think Odunze is definitely going to be more of their down the field target, and Caleb was really accurate down the field in college. So,
and there's going to be variance there with JSN again this year, because now Sam Darnold behind a shaky offensive line. Now the other 2 pass catchers are Cooper Kupp and MVS.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be very much a mixed bag with that offense. And yeah, sure, JSN might get 15 targets just based on a necessity, but he also that passing game might get shut down, and he gets 5 in a game they lose 38-7. So
we're seeing a ton of these rookie backs going. Obviously, I think we all agree Genty was the clear number 1 back. What other back did you love their landing spot? And I'm also going to exclude Hampton to the Chargers, because obviously that was the second back off the board. Out of the rest of the guys, who are you most excited about for fantasy?
I really like RJ Harvey's spot in Denver. I think he's got a great path to being the guy there. They got rid of Javonte Williams. I really like him. Quinshon Judkins, also really like that, because Nick Chubb, free agent, he's not signed anywhere. I know they did draft Dylan Sampson as well, but I like Quinshon Judkins. I had both those guys in my queue, hoping they made it to the next round, but apparently not.
Because I feel like Henderson with New England, particularly with the lack of receiving options that the Patriots have and his ability as a pass catcher. Obviously, we almost all play some form of PPR leagues now. I think that would be, to me, a guy that I just feel very safe about his floor. And if I remember correctly, Ramondre Stevenson was not a very good blocker, correct, in the passing game. And I know that is something Henderson really excelled at Ohio State. And I think that could lead to him being on the field a lot for New England, who I do expect to be much improved, but to be down in a lot of games and in passing situations. And obviously, if he's the better pass blocker, he's going to be on the field. All right. The favorite pick from, because we didn't go through the 6th and 7th round picks. What was everybody's favorite pick from the 6th and 7th? Well, the 7th is still technically going.
I like, so in the 6th round here, our team 12 took Jawan Jennings. I really like that pick there. I love Jawan Jennings this year. Brandon Ayuk, coming back from that injury. So right now it's him and Ricky.
What a turn for the 5th and 6th round of getting Henderson and Jennings. I really like that.
Honestly, Team 12 is my favorite so far.
Yeah,
I loved his first 2 picks too.
I'm right here.
Yep.
I like
Stacey's
the
right
Purcell
there.
pick there, Stacey. I do think that he is in line to be another guy that's going to be a real breakout. You know, obviously we know that he got shot right at the beginning of the season. I couldn't imagine how traumatic that is. Forget the physical stuff. And I just like year 2 now. Debo's not there. He kind of came on at the end. I think he could be in for a real breakout year. And I think the Niners may be down a good bit this year, something we have not seen in previous years. I'm concerned they're not going to be very good, and that's always great for receivers and passing games.
Okay, I gotta know with these Green Bay fans here. How do you feel about Matthew Golden?
You don't like it, Kev?
It's not the guy though, right? That you would think.
Look, that's Green Bay has needed a target dominant wide receiver for the longest time. And Matthew Golden, as like fast as he is, running in shorts on an indoor track in Indianapolis during the combine, is not a target. Like, you go look at his college stats, he's never, even like last year at Texas, he never dominated because it was like Isaiah Bond pretty much as the top receiver.
Not even signed anywhere, by the way, right? Unless something happened.
That's damning. Like even at Houston, where he was before he was at Texas, he was never a target dominant guy. So that's, if he can't do it in the American Athletic Conference, and not only that, but like SEC, whatever.
Yep, still unsigned, Stacey.
Yeah, if he can't do it there, how are you going to do that against the NFC North and, you know, NFC, AFC, like the NFL teams? How are you going to do that? I don't get it. But, you know, I hope it works out. And stupid people online are saying Dontavian Wicks is like on the shopping block.
Oh, done.
Where did you go to journalism school?
Dubs and Watson are both in their 5th year, right? Going in their 5th year this year. You got Watson that's hurt. We don't know.
Well, Watson, I was going to say, when is he going to be back?
I had to talk myself into the Golden pick. I really did, because I wasn't super excited about it at first, but
talk me into it.
I don't know. She's like, I mean, Kevin, I'm trying to be positive, man. Like, I'm just trying to be positive.
That's not a good case, Stacey.
I'm trying to be positive. Yeah.
I mean, we look at all like college production is one of the biggest.
The draft vibes were immaculate. Come on. The draft vibes were immaculate.
The jacket was great.
The whole thing was great.
Yeah. I mean, look, college production is one of the biggest drivers to NFL success. And he
look
didn't
at Lad
have
McConkey, right? Like a guy that didn't have, well, actually his metrics were better than a lot of people thought, but and then for the 7th round, I love you getting Baker, Stacey, waiting on a QB, getting him, you know, there. I really like that. And I think people are sleeping on both of the tight ends that went at the end of the round in the 7th. And I do also like Kevin taking Pickens there, who I think is dropping a little bit too far, especially when he still could be traded. So, like, not only do you have the opportunity of, you know, just he's a really good wide receiver, and I think he fits best ball formats, but he could end up on another team, i.e. the Green Bay Packers, you know, before the trade deadline. I know Stacey doesn't want that.
No, I don't, but yeah.
So I was just Googling Matthew Golden. He was born on my birthday, but he was born after 9/11. He was born in 2003.
Don't say that.
Yeah. 21 years old, making millions of dollars.
You guys want to hear something sad?
Yes.
Tyler Shuck will be the last player drafted that was born before the year 2000.
Is that oh my God, you're right, because he's 26.
Right.
Yeah, because he was on the Oregon team when Justin Herbert was.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, they were the same. Yeah, that's
getting old is for the birds.
Jalen Milrose in middle school when Tyler Shuck started. I'm not even kidding.
Best dog. Did you guys see his dog like on draft night? That was, come on.
Oh, how excited he was. Yes.
That dog was amazing.
It was fantastic.
She, by the way, I think her name's Murphy, if I remember.
Oh, I'm sorry. She.
Apologize to Murphy, not me.
Well, I mean, my sister had a German Shepherd, and I felt really bad. She was the sweetest dog in the world, Reagan. But because she was this big German Shepherd, I always called her and they called her Ray, which was also kind of confusing to me. And I do feel bad that I would always be like, he, but a lot of people call Nico she because he's so little and, you know, like cute. And I'm like, he is definitely a he. All right.
Yeah, he's definitely a boy dog.
Did you see the video of Will Howard and his dog?
Yes.
And he kept falling
I
asleep.
thought that was a yes. He said, "Just stay asleep, buddy. Like,
Yeah,
I'll wake you. I'll wake you when it happens."
Where do
That was so cute.
we land on the Loveland going to Chicago? Because that to me doesn't feel like a great spot for fantasy form. I understand maybe the fit of you run too tight end, but I do think that, like, man, you're already battling targets plus Komet. Like, I don't know.
Sure. Can I give you my spiel?
Sure, of course.
Okay. So I heard a stat from ESPN about and I can't remember, I think it was that Ben Johnson ran like 2 tight end sets like 40 something percent of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that I'm like quoting that stat correctly because it's been a minute and I caught it like
I will fact check right now.
Fact check right there. It's somebody ran, it's either the Bears offense last year ran it 42% of the time or 40 something percent right there, or Ben Johnson did. And so either way, they're same team now. So I like the Colson Loveland pick. I mean, nobody's going to have the Sam Laporta, Brock Bowers tight end year. Like, we're not going to keep doing that year after year with tight ends. I just don't think that that's going to continue to happen.
I dare you compare the 2 years.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, they both had, but each of their rookie years was like the
I know.
best rookie year
I'm
for a
messing with
tight
you,
end,
Stacey.
right?
You know Bowers is my guy.
I love Brock Bowers, but like Colson Loveland, Tyler Warren, they ain't Brock Bowers, okay? Like,
damn
you
right.
know, you can't
Damn
expect
right
that.
they're not.
What am I going to probably do later is probably go get some more veteran tight ends to fill out my roster. That's probably what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to take a flyer.
So you're looking for the big games, right? Like,
Exactly. I felt like that was a good place to take him. I think that's evidenced in that.
No, I wasn't hating.
Around below.
Stacey,
I know you're not.
Hey, I was just curious what everybody's saying, and I think where he went, that makes sense. I do think though that it's been surprising just seeing sort of where he's gone in some of the drafts I've seen so far, because it's been actually much earlier than that. And I just do worry, like, what is his target, ceiling? Because I don't think it's, even that of what a couple of the other tight ends, including Taylor, with the Jets is going to see, just because there's not as many, obviously, like, options.
Well, I mean, I do agree it is a crowded, offensive room there. So I hate like he's a best ball player. He's better in best ball. I just feel like that's such a cop-out answer. But I do feel like there are some players that
I think that's fair to that with his skill set and stuff. Yeah.
And honestly, like, I would also say that about some of the Bucs players besides Godwin and Evans. Like I love Emeka McMillan, but like I don't feel like you can take them in redraft. I like, what are you?
Even Rashad White to a certain extent, right?
Correct,
Who might have some really good best ball weeks, but yeah.
Yeah, but I just really prefer, those players in a best ball situation. Or if you're going to take them in redraft, take the quarterbacks. Take Baker, take Jordan Love if you need to, that kind of situation. Because it's the same way in Green Bay. You have no idea who's going to be the person with that many options there. But can we talk about?
I really like that May Williams 10-11 pick for Jayla Ducks. I think Williams could end up being the number one wide receiver on the Patriots this year. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, with Drake may not having a connection with a lot of them and his skill set.
Yeah. We've got some of the rookie, wide receivers going right now. We've got Kyle Williams. We're moving into the 12th round now. So Kyle Williams went in the 11th. I took Jack Besh. Right before that,
Dallas Cowboys starting running back for me.
Love that Geno pick there, Kev.
Yeah.
To pair with Bowers, love that.
Yeah, those are some. I mean, like I really like those. I'm on the clock.
Wow. Jadon Blue starting running back. That is wild, Kev. That's why zero RB still works, ladies and gentlemen. Right there is a prime example. He's going to get probably the number one ball carrier in Dallas, and he, waited to the 12th round to get him.
Put your eggs in the Javonte.
Oh, I don't trust
Williams basket, the Miles Sanders basket, or the black box mystery.
No, sir. What do you guys think about? Is it Tootin? I hate that.
Tootin.
Is that right? I'm country.
Facial,
is that right?
Facial
is that really? Or is
Can
it
you say rootin' tootin'?
Rootin' tootin'.
No, don't enunciate it. Say it like you.
Rootin' tootin'.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
That's how I'd say it too.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Oh,
I see
my-
a lot of people that have interest in him, and I'm just curious kind of like where you guys stand with the
Ooh.
fact that, there's still ETN there. There's still, God, why am I blanking on the dude from Auburn now? It's a Tank Bigsby. Like, where are you guys at with him?
Do we want to answer this question real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, if we can. So we're also live on TikTok right now. So if you
Oh, snap.
are hanging out on TikTok and you're watching, thank you for joining us. So Jaden on TikTok wants to know, would we
On
all
the
trade?
top.
Yeah, on the talk. Would we trade pick 11 in a dynasty draft for a DK Metcalf and Dalton Kincaid?
Like, is he saying the rookie draft?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. So Jaden, I'm not sure if you mean like, are we talking about just like a rookie draft right now, or are we
Like-
talking? Yeah,
I'm guessing it'd be rookie.
I would
I'd
think
rather
so.
have 111 than both those guys, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
Kincaid hasn't been what we've hoped he would be, right?
How old is Metcalf?
28-ish. Well, he's fine, but he's not. He like straight up, he's not anywhere close. He's probably a mid-second. Kincaid has been almost not useless, but not good either. So
Yeah, you're probably
rather have
again
the
looking
111.
at the like a Mecca, Luther Burden, potentially a quarterback, Cam Scatterbo, Caleb Johnson, like Matthew Golden. Those guys will all be available around that pick. I think that the rookie draft that is literally going, the first 10 picks are probably about
So
as
my
close to
rookie,
what you get.
my rookie draft, it went Tyler Warren at 10, RJ Harvey at 11, and then Jackson Dart at 12. This is a 2 QB league. So looking at those.
Wow. Dart didn't go to 12 in a 2 QB league. Now that kind of surprised me a little bit. But.
That was me. Don't judge my pick.
No, I'm saying I'm surprised he went that late because, like I said, Tyler Shuck went 12th in the one that we just had with Optimus, and then Dart went 13. Oh, I knew that Stacy, she loves the strange, man. She always has.
Well, they didn't. It's not like they,
Getting some strange.
I correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody looked at their depth chart, but they didn't add like a tight end or anybody, right, from this year's draft. I mean, that
No,
one.
I like it.
The-
It was just being dirty and getting my mind in the gutter, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
the only tight ends they added were in free agency, and they were literally blocking tight end. They were Johnny Munt and Hunter Long.
Johnny
like
Munt.
The
that's a good
perfect
tight end.
scenario for
He won me
Brett
some money in
Strange.
DFS though, Kevin. A couple years, was it 2 years ago when he had those couple of breakout games?
Yeah, and he's useless, but
Oh no, I agree. But he's got a warm spot in my
he is the
wallet.
perfect like blocking tight end. But yeah, and then he survived the draft, which is the most
Right.
important thing.
Yeah, and I mean, Trevor Lawrence likes throwing to his tight end. I mean, obviously, I know he's got BTJ and Travis Hunter now, but I think there's still room for Brenton Strange.
What a name, J. Dom Blue. I mean, does that not sound like a condiment or something? Or a hair gel or something? Or I don't know. J. Dom Blue. Is that right?
Blue.
J. Dom Blue.
It's like a cologne, I think.
There you go. That's what I was
Right?
looking for.
It's in
Thanks,
the new
Stacey.
men's cologne, Jade on Blue.
By Dior.
Ooh, I like that Tolbert pick there, Kev.
Yes, by Dior.
I like that Tolbert pick a lot.
Yeah.
Man, I know McMillan, there's a lot of company, but
He's
I'm kind of
dead.
surprised he's going that late. You said he's dead?
He's dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I agree.
Put him in the body bag.
Okay.
The leg was swept. It's as I mean, okay, it's not quite Jover, but well, it's pretty damning when you draft. You have the end of the season that you have that's primarily touchdown based, and then you get a first round rookie drafted at your position with bringing back Chris Godwin.
I'll
Mike Evans is
I'll
still
push
alive.
back there, though, a little bit. I think that they're looking at the Godwin and Evans have missed a lot of time the last few years. Evans is obviously nearing the end. I know we think that he can forever, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards because he seems to, but he is getting older.
I mean, if you want Blake Corum at wide receiver, Jalen McMillan's your guy.
Okay.
He's like he's like the Isaiah Likely. He is the contingent play. He is like the 0 RB wide receiver that you draft. You know, he's gonna get work. He's Trey Palmer until one of those guys gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because I actually think Emeka is going to be the one that's going to be the odd man out, at least to start this year.
Unless they play 4 wide receivers, or they do something, like Emeka Ibuka can't start the season. Or
do you think Emeka is going to play on the outside? I don't know if he will.
No,
well, that's what I'm saying. They're going to play Godwin in the slot, right?
The only way I'm saying is like because Emeka was a primary slot guy at Ohio State. Obviously, Godwin is best in the slot. That's what I'm saying. Right. You better be wanting to play 4 wide receivers or something because how are you going to fit those guys in the slot? Either Emeka Ibuka is like going to be a scratch on game day, or like maybe McMillan plays some, but it's. For this season, it's weird. That's why I'm not. If I have like a later on pick in the first round in like Dynasty, I'm not taking Ibuka because he's literally the like Jordan Love of you got to wait on him for like 2 years.
I do think McMillan still has some value, especially in best ball, where I think that he's going to have some big games. And I do think that I think they drafted Emeka sort of. Because they're in a very good position. Like Tampa actually is pretty loaded, and I think that they're setting up for, Bucks offense 2.0. That's going to be Bucky, Emeka, McMillan in a year or two. Because I don't think Evans can go for forever, and Godwin has had some real injury issues the last few years.
Yeah, and I mean he's still on the path for recovery. So like everything I've heard is like that he's like. Everything is going well with his recovery, but I mean, I don't know what that means. Does that mean that he's gonna be ready to start the season? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. Could be insurance too.
I mean, it was a dislocated ankle. It was ligament. Like that's what
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like anything ligament wise. So that seems very good. Yeah. Good for like a week 1 thing. Yeah. But
guys, so we are going into the 16th round here. Darius Slayton, Jalen Wright go off the board. We're on the turn coming in. Team 12. Mike Gesicki goes there. I know he's our
really
favorite.
Like those tight ends there, Stacy.
You like it, Brent Stranger,
and I love Tillman. Like I think that they can get. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback. But if it's Flacco, we know he's going to be freaking gangbuster.
Yeah. Well, and in round 15, right? I mean, I'm not really worried about him starting. So I just took Marshawn Lloyd, and when I clicked on Marshawn Lloyd, you know how like when you click on players,
did it say, "Are you sure?"
It pops up and it says like a little like 1-line sentence about him, and it said "season officially over." I was like, does that
hopefully they're talking about last year?
Hopefully that just hasn't updated.
And it's not Nostradamus, the computer.
I know.
So Keenan Allen went in the 14th round at the end of the 14th. Where do we think he's getting signed?
Well, the XFL season's going on right now. So.
Canadian leagues are available.
Oh my God. Oh man.
He might legitimately be a guy that signs either right before training camp or like mid-season. Like that's, or like we just never hear from him again. He just goes and, gets his hobo stick with the satchel, and the camera has the back shot of him walking into the sunset.
Oh man. Not exactly how he thought his career would end. That's a hobo.
Yeah. Oh god. All right. So we are round 6. There you go. Rashard Smith just goes at the end of round 16. Ollie Gordon, Erica's fave, round 17. I like those 2 picks. I got to figure out who I'm taking. So this is 18 rounds, guys. So we are almost out of wrap here. We got to figure out some way to change our little boxes down here, guys, because I can't scroll up anymore.
I would think, can we not move them to the top? Oh, did I do that?
There we go.
Oh, you did it. Okay. I thought I started pushing buttons. Like, I hope I didn't screw it up.
I think is Kevin frozen on my end, or
I think
everyone's
Kevin
end?
is
No,
frozen,
he's just being really, really, really still.
I mean, that's a great, like, whenever you get frozen, you always are doing like a weird face. Like, like that was such a great face that Kevin just like totally, relaxed face. Like he wasn't doing anything weird. Like his mouth wasn't open.
Well, I mean, not doing anything weird on the Kevin scale, but
For sure. For sure. For sure. Oh, gosh.
Dobbins
What am I gonna
just
do
also
here?
went. Do we know where Dobbins is going to end up? Because I feel like with the
I
draft,
think they did a tag on him.
the Chargers brought him back.
They did a tag on him. Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Wow, I did not see that.
Yeah, hold please.
I will
because I
want to know.
Andre Yeshivas.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, which is kind of strange, but I mean,
Yeah, literally says surprising move.
Yeah.
Because...
Did you know his name is Jacalen?
No,
is it really?
Yeah, it's Jacalen.
So does he have a K for a middle name, or is the JK literally just shortening his first name?
It's J''Kaylin.
There you go. So JK, I get it.
See, you guys came for the draft, but now you left with some trivia information.
Damn right you did.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Jim takes Nick Chubb, who remains floating around out there in free agency. Where do we think Nick Chubb ends up?
He doesn't.
No.
It's so sad. I love Nick Chubb.
It is sad. I do
one of my favorite Bulldogs ever.
We need to remove the emotional attachment for understand the NFL.
Oh, I'm not drafting him, but
it is a ruthless
really
business. He's had so many, we're looking at how many knee injuries right now.
3 complete knee tears. 2,
what if the Cowboys
one in
brought
college
him in?
and 2 in the pros.
Would you love that, Erica?
I would. Who else have we got? I mean,
that's true. Jaden Blue. Thank you very much.
Jaden Bleu.
Jaden Blue.
Bleu.
Bleu.
It's French.
There we go. One of the rookie tight ends going here in the last round, in round 18, Harold Fannin.
Where did Taylor go? I missed it.
Mason Taylor. Oh man, hang on. Oh, he's still available, actually.
What?
Mason Taylor. Yeah.
Wow.
Son of Jason Taylor, if you guys didn't know.
That to me is shocking.
Shocking.
Fine, I'll do it.
There's there's a few tight ends that are still available that I'm a little surprised about, honestly, that haven't gone yet. And I don't need
I know it's not tight end look at my boy Kev. He's like, yeah, I'll take Isaac
Tesla. How do you say that? Do you is it Tesla?
Ask Elon Musk. Hello.
Is it? I mean, that's a rough name to be, having right now.
And then Little Booty went right behind it. So
Little Booty, Keyshawn Boutte.
Ray. Way to go, Stacey.
I only took him because I've got Michael Penix.
You gotta love Ray.
Yeah. There you go, Jatavian Sanders. Thank you, Jasper.
I'm interested about our rookie that we signed from I think it's Division 2, right, Kev?
Oh, there goes Mason Taylor.
Nick Nash.
I don't know. I'm not.
He led all of.
Oh, that's Kevin Nash, right?
He led all of FBS in touchdowns, receptions, and yards. Only the 4th player ever. A lot of people were surprised they getting drafted, and some people think he could have a chance of being the Falcons slot receiver.
There you go.
Oh, from San Jose State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tesla. I kind of like T-Slaw a little bit better. That sounds like that's his street name. T-Slaw.
Look, you got 3rd round capital.
Did you like that with the pro wrestling reference?
I missed it. Wait a minute, I missed it.
You said Nick Nash, and I said, "Isn't that a professional wrestler?" And I said, "Oh no, wait, no, that's Kevin Nash."
Right? Too sweet.
Yeah, didn't think that this one would be coming in with the pro wrestling reference, did ya?
CM Punk eviscerated him in 2011. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go read what text he read from his cousin to Kevin Nash. It's like one of the greatest.
He also
jokes.
eviscerated his own knee in 2004.
Hello, he did do that.
We got a lot of wrestlers that live here in the Tampa Bay
Oh,
area.
that is an interesting point there. They only took one QB.
All right, Ben, let's take a look at your team then. Let's go through, let's look at some teams, guys. We are coming in at under an hour, which is just shocking for this show.
Well, 32nd rounds.
So,
I mean,
here we go. Ben, you were drafting 101 over here. Let's take a look at your team. You went hardcore wide receiver here, and I love it. So you took
I think you can find that section on Pornhub. Hardcore wide receiver.
Hardcore wide receiver, maybe.
Yeah.
Can you? Have you searched that?
I'm about to, so we'll find out.
We're learning a lot tonight.
Let's make sure that's not on the screen share. You've got Marvin Harrison there in the third. You got Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave. Then you took Quinshon Judkins, James Conner. We got Kyler Murray. Your quarterbacks there, Jordan Love. You got a little.
Got Mac. You got Kraft and cheese.
Yeah, you got Tucker Kraft mac and cheese. You got Tyler. Algier, whatever.
Algier.
Thank you, Algier. I don't know why. It's like I know how to say his name until I have to actually like verbalize it.
Right.
Rashad White. You got some Keenan Allen, Dontavian Wicks. I like your rookie running backs that you took flyers on here at the end with Brashard Smith there in Kansas City and then Ollie Gordon in Miami.
I really like getting Rashad White where he did. Like he's somebody that I think will contribute just in PPR alone.
Yeah, I like this squad that you've got here, Ben. Kevin, who's your favorite team that's not your own?
You would say my own.
I'm gonna have to take a look here. I would say come back to me in a second because apparently my connection is like ridiculously bad.
Oh
right
no!
now.
I think he is right that Team 3 only took one QB, which is a bold strategy.
Just Burrow.
Yeah, that could be his team name.
WTP. Is that right? WWTP? Am I reading that? If you're in the chat,
What would Tom Petty do?
Oh, okay.
They ain't doing much lately.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, were there any stacks with Burrow?
No, there's not. Because that's what
just a naked Burrow.
Ben pointed out.
Also a section on Pornhub.
Hello.
Also, that probably actually is a section.
Yes, Erica.
Woo!
And be sure to use that promo code Frames on Pornhub and receive.
My God.
There's no telling what you might actually receive if you use that. But why? I mean, like we do have some affiliates that we've got some promo codes for. So I bet we could.
But none for Pornhub, just to clarify.
In our chat for.
What about OnlyFans?
I don't know. I'm not sure if we have an affiliate link for OnlyFans.
So Stacey, how do you feel about your team?
How do I feel about my squad? This is like obviously the first Best Ball Mania that I have done since it dropped earlier this week, right? Or was it over the weekend, Kev?
Is that Monday?
Monday. Okay, so on Monday. Yeah. So we're like 3 days in.
Monday.
I like my receiver room. I like how I started. I like that I held off a little bit, to round 4, not that long on running back. I decided this year, while I don't know that I can stomach taking a running back like first round, unless it's probably, I don't know, Barkley.
Bijan?
Maybe even Bijan, who knows? But depending where I land on, in my draft spot, I do kind of I kind of forgot where I was going with that, but I like Joe Mixon there. He's old, but whatever. It's my RB2. Who cares? I love my.
I have to drop you a letter grade for not taking Brock Bowers though in the first round. So I do like the draft, but
that's okay. I mean, he's probably the only tight end I would take that early in a non-tight end premium draft.
Very fair. Yep.
Sure. I wouldn't have any issue. I mean, if I did, I just think I prefer Puka probably a little bit more, maybe.
You were always wearing the Puka shells in high school and college.
Always,
I know you were. So you've been a Puka fan before Puka was Puka.
I liked him out of the draft. I saw a nice little sweet puff piece on him and what just a great dude he was but during the draft process, and it kind of made me really want him to be successful and root for him. And so I've always liked Puka.
And now he shoved Rams legend Cooper Kupp out of the picture.
Out of the picture.
It was straight out of Game of Thrones. He just backstabbed. He said, "No, I get all those targets. Get out of here." But then they traded for Devontae, so it's like, well,
he said, "I'm having breakfast with Matthew Stafford every day now."
You're damn right, I am.
That's right. I really like my Baker pick.
Me too.
I also like Tyrone Tracy there.
I do too.
And I like the rookies that I took flyers on, right? So my first one, Jack Besh, really like him in Vegas. Think that he's going to have an opportunity early. And then who else did I get here? I've got. Is that it? Is that the only rookie I got?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Look at. Oh no, I took.
Thought you took Loveland.
Sorry. Yeah, Colson Loveland as well. Another rookie that I like there. That was. I don't know necessarily how often I'm going to take Loveland, but I liked where he fell to 9, and I just thought that that's what these kind of are for, right? Like, you're not just doing one best ball mania, you're doing multiple best ball manias.
I'm just gonna do
it's fun to mix it up. Kev, what about you? Do you have enough time to formulate your thoughts about your teams now?
I mean, Bowers is self-explanatory. Drake London, Rashee Rice, Hampton, those are all hallmarks of a Kevin Tompkins team. Even taking Hampton in the 4th round in a Harbaugh, Greg Roman offense is going to be fun because Najee Harris is complete dust. Sam Laporta, I hate that pick in hindsight because I could probably the 1v1 or the 2v2 between a tight end later and a wide receiver, whether it's Pearsall or even like Jerry Jeudy. It would have been Pearsall. Versus taking a tight end later. I probably think I would like that more than Laporta and wherever I would have taken that tight end.
So you were petty and now you're regretting it.
It's not really petty. I just wanted it was really for the fun of having not worry about tight end anymore and a good offense. So it really wasn't
why
petty.
Did they sign J.K. Dobbins? Can you explain that to me? I did not know that until Stacey and them just told me. I think it was when you jumped off. Do you know what the thought process was behind that? Because it was really weird after the draft.
Wait, what happened? What say?
Chargers signed J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, they tagged him.
Yes. I'm not worried about that. They spent a 1st rounder on Amari Hampton. I just was like, if you could I can't understand why they did it unless it's, I guess, maybe insurance. I don't know. Yeah. That's what it seems like. But and then as far as the rest after Laporta, like Pickens, I like that pick. Tony Pollard went way too low for a guy that also survived the draft and was like close to a workhorse as it gets. Jared Goff and Geno Smith aren't like super sexy, but they're going to be the starting quarterbacks on their teams. Shaheed is a fun pick because let's remember the first few weeks of the season, Shaheed was looking like he was on his way to being a 5th, 6th round pick this year. And then a bunch of rookies, Jaden Blue, Devin Neal, Woody Marks, all in unsettled backfields, especially Jaden Blue, who I think with the competition in Dallas has a real shot of being the starter. Woody Marks, Houston had nothing behind Joe Mixon. They're not going to run him out as much this year. And Woody Marks
Damian Pierce nothing.
And Woody Marks can do everything that not only Dario Gumbawale has done as being like a Swiss Army knife, but has some rushing chops and can be what Damian Pierce was. He'll do both of those jobs himself. And then obviously the contingent factor. And then Devin Neal, that's still an unsettled backfield, whether it's Henry Miller or Alvin Kamara. Kareem Hunt is about as old as Tyler Shuck, but they brought him back because he was like the one thing that was good in that backfield.
Kareem Hunt was definitely born in the 20th century. So
and then you ended it with Isaac Teslaw. That's how I'm gonna start saying his name now. I prefer to say it that way.
Anytime you get 3rd round draft capital by a good team, the Detroit Lions, and I already have Goff and Laporta, that's a good backstack where he at That, I mean, at worst, he can compete with Tim Patrick for time on the field and maybe as like a touchdown guy. So
Yeah.
So why are you
he
giving me
hasn't
false
re-signed,
information
But he was
instead?
tagged.
So
it's not
he was
false information. He was
tagged.
tagged. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. There you go. Thank you, Ben.
I think that the Tate Rutledge pick by the Lions is really flying under the radar. He's one of the best interior offensive linemen I've ever seen at UGA. And I think that's a huge addition for what was already an incredible offensive line and offense. And it's just scary, I think, to the rest of the NFC. It's one of those picks that it's not sexy or flashy, but I think it's going to benefit all of the Lions' offensive weapons.
Yeah. Well, guys,
I'm sorry that God forbid keep talking about an offensive lineman on a draft show.
Oh
Jesus.
my goodness. No, I was just gonna say, like, this has been great. I'm glad that we got, our first draft in the books with the draft show. Guys, we're gonna be back with you every single Thursday from now until the season starts. Like I said, we've got some really fun stuff coming up. We've got some great guests that we're going to be doing. You guys saw the code that's in the chat now for the Fast Draft app. If you guys haven't tried that yet, check it out. If you think that this didn't take very long, you can go do a quick draft on Fast app for 5 minutes. And if you use our code FRAMES, you're going to get $50 in credits on that as well. We are going to have Matt Kelly, the Podfather, on with us in a few weeks to kind of go over some Fast Draft stuff, do some drafts online. So that'll be a lot of fun. So we're working out for dates for that. So make sure that you're giving us a like, a subscribe, a follow so that you're up to date on all of our information, when we're live, what we're doing, and when you can draft with us. So, guys, this has been great. I'm so glad that we're back.
Now you're saying we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Just want to put the word out. We're back up. Is that how that works?
Back again.
Thank you. Whatever. I'm too
Shady's
old,
man.
back. I should not try to
do what? No, I was singing the song. I wasn't picking on you. What did you think I was picking on you about?
I know. I thought I said the quote wrong.
Oh, I don't know what the quote was. I was just singing Eminem.
I don't know.
Guess who's back?
We're old.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm very young.
Young at heart.
Can't you tell by the gray beard and
young at heart? Guys, again, like I said, we are Fantasy and Frames on all social media. Please give us a like and subscribe, a follow. You can follow all of us individually as well. Keith is over at Keith Fleming. Erica's at America108, and that was with a K. Kevin is at K Tompkins II, and he is over on Blue Sky. Kev, and you were on the Twitter machine again, right?
Not really. I haven't posted on there in months.
Okay, well, he hasn't posted on there. So if you want to follow Kev, make sure you go to Blue Sky. I'm
on Blue Sky, by the way, now.
83. We're on TikTok now. Go follow Fantasy and Frames on the TikTok. And God, I did sound really old by saying that. Please, I'm never saying that ever again. With that, guys, that's.
And by the way, Crossface, I was on the sativa tonight, even though he says the ladies are smoking sativa. And me and Kev are smoking the indica.
I don't smoke anything.
I did, and it was sativa.
Decades.
Is that like ayahuasca? I have no idea what that is.
So sativa is a weed strand that typically lifts your spirits, right? Gives you a little jolt of energy, to where indica, and this is why I can always remember it, because couch calms you down, right? You know what I mean? So they call it. Seriously, I'm not kidding. It's indica, and somebody told me couch, right? Like that's kind of what you'll end up like usually when you smoke it. In the couch. Well, I think it's time. And there's hybrids that are both. But hey, at the expo, getting all you guys stoned. It's happening. Deal with it. Sorry, Kevin. Wow, that's a way to end the show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody in the chat who hung out with us tonight. Thank you for everybody in the draft. Again, we will be back here next Thursday at 9 p.m. See you then.